race was over. The traffic lights turned red just as I arrived at the point. Resting the back of my head against the edge of the seat, I pulled down the sun visor to shield me from the penetrating rays. The sun was undoubtedly incensed as its rays burned mercilessly, its anger directed at mankind for polluting nature with vileness. Even I was angry. I recall after several visits, the commissioner had finally assured me that the contract was mine, and that if I executed it appropriately this year, I'll be the sole supplier of organic fertilizer to all Lagos farmers for the next 4 years. I had gotten a bank loan pre-contract signing and rented a property in Ikorodu to serve as factory site. It was with unsteady hands that I received the brown envelope that Franklin, Commissioner's PA, gave to me when I got to his office. But Franklin wouldn't let me see Commissioner. I wondered why. It was then I opened the brown envelope. In it was a note from the office of the Commissioner explaining why the contracts could not be signed. They did found more capable hands. The blaring of horns from behind jolted me out of my reverie. The traffic light had turned green. Angry drivers cursed at me as they drove past. I had too much on my mind to give them a thought. There was the bank loan, then the rented property. How would I squeeze out a refund of the rent that I paid from that senior landlord? The ban of Okadas from major roads was another headache. How long will I keep borrowing my friend's car to move around town? My head throbbed as I joined Palomar Road. The traffic movement was almost non-existent. With the back of my hand, I wiped away beads of perspiration forming on my forehead. As if on cue, a hawker selling handkerchiefs thrusting several through the car window. I searched in my pockets and found a lone 100 naira note. But then, better a cold drink than some piece of white cloth. Please call me the Lacasera guy. The handkerchief hawker eased and walked away, another frustrated citizen. I got the drink without his help, so they took a long swig, 2 more, and the fizzy liquid was gone. Spotting a wastebasket on the sidewalk, I aimed my empty bottle but missed. My phone vibrated. It was my friend Chibola. DK, I need the car. My wife is acting funny. Think I'll water my brakes soon. Please hurry. It's this crazy traffic. I'll be there soon. Chibola had barely gone off the line when 2 uniformed men jumped in front of the car and started backing orders. Park! Park! You know here, park! Oh Lord, please not today. I muttered a quick prayer as the men in cream and white uniform approached. They were last man guys, or last men, as Jibola not so fondly called them. Oga, what can I do now? The pot-bellied last man closer to the driver's side smiled triumphantly. He shoved a piece of white paper in my face. It looked like a bill of some sort, and snatched it away almost immediately. Now what can you do with this? I couldn't make out all that was written, but I could see a very long list. There was buying in traffic from a street hawker, drinking while driving, using a phone while driving. Dizziness swept over me at the thought of the fine I'd be charged with. That aside, Jibola's wife could go into labor any minute from now. I began fiddling in the glove compartment for the car documents, all the while calculating my next move. I looked up and saw that the traffic was already moving. The road was free. On impulse, I jammed hard at the accelerator, swerved into the right lane and sped off. One thing I knew, last men don't carry guns, at least I wouldn't be shot at. As I approached 3rd Mainland Bridge, I began to hear 2 power bikes revving their engines from behind. A glance in the mirror, and I saw them again. I pressed down the accelerator pedal till I was going at 180 km/h. In a bid to lose them, I began swerving in and out of lanes. Once, the car skidded, and I thought it would topple over the bridge. My phone began to vibrate. It was Jibola again. I couldn't pick the call. I needed to focus. I could see them clearly in my rearview mirror. However, they seemed to be slowing down. Perhaps they had run out of fuel. In no time, I had lost them completely, and so I dialed Jibola's number. Where have you been? I'm almost freaked out. Our water just broke. Fly if you can and get here under 2 minutes. Jibo, I'm sorry, I'm in your area. I'll be there now. As I turned off Iyanoworo, I saw 2 silhouettes and a bike in the center of the road. They had to be spirits. Yet, dreadfully, they were dressed in cream and wine. This was too much for me to take in one day. At that point, we all rose up in hindsight, hitting me full in the face. The commissioner, the bank loan, the last man, and Jubala's wife. Yes, Jubala's wife. By now, the head of the baby would have hit her pelvic floor. There were only two options: the reverse gear or the accelerator. I could turn back and go through an alternative route, and Jubala's wife would bleed to death while I was being perjured. Or I could hit the accelerator with all the strength I could muster and run them over. After all, they were all government guys. The commissioner, the last man, they all prey on the masses. I would reach Jubala's house on time and face the consequences later. My finger stabbed the steering wheel. There was a third option. I hit the brake pedal, turned off the ignition, and got out of the car. The chase was over. Thank you.
This is excellent.